So, let's try this once again. Welcome to the Booster Box where we break into these topics. My name is Alexander Leviathan. I am your Pokemon. Wow. And joining me as always, we have the knowledgeable, the brilliant, the mind, the genius himself, Mr. Corvxnite. How you doing, Mr. Corvx?
I'm doing good, brother. Glad to be here.
Very nice. And we also join by the seal approval. If it's not official, he won't touch it. The one, the only, ThaiTube.
Hey, thank you for having me here, man. I'm super honored to be here with you guys and to just chat with you guys. So I'm super excited, super excited.
Very nice. Unfortunately, we did this last week, but what happened was the recording didn't go well, and the host of the show, i.e., moi, did not get any sound through. So most of Corv and Ty's clips I sent to them, but unfortunately, the whole thing didn't get through. But we're not experiencing any problems right now.
Yep.
So
Those will
let's
go
get
into
into
the
these topics.
those will go into the lost episodes archive.
There you go. Episode 2 is episode 1. Let's start it off. We have 6 sections of our podcast. One being Tall Grass, where we discuss new topics. We also have Rock Bait Run, where we would talk about 3 different topics. Either we love it, we hate it, or we like it. Rock Bait Run. Prepare for Trouble, a spot where we air our grievances onto the community and tell you what we dislike, and you will listen. The PC. The PC is usually when we take questions from individuals who left any type of question they have for us in the comments, but unfortunately right now, since we didn't have a show last week, we don't have anything for this week. So I replaced it with a nice topic that I think we should discuss. It warrants that type of discussion. And of course, our last segment is Victory Road. And in Victory Road, we discuss a YouTube channel that we want to cast a spotlight on for anybody here who wants to see different and new content. Now, we move on to Tallgrass. In Tallgrass today, boys, fellas, Mr. Corv, Mr. Ty, me the champ, we will discuss Brilliant Stars pre-release single prices. Let me throw out a couple of numbers for you, okay? Just a couple of numbers. 120, 60, 200, 150, 50, 175, $450, and $250. Now, does anybody want to guess what the $450 one is?
I'm pretty sure Ty will know.
Take a guess.
What is it, Ty?
I'm gonna guess and gander that it's gonna be a Charizard.
You know it's a Charizard.
What?
You know it.
What?
Jeez. Does anybody want to take a guess and see what the $250 card is?
Probably another Charizard.
Go ahead, Ty. What is it?
What is a Charizard?
It's the alternate art Charizard, if you can believe it, bro.
Can't
The
believe it.
alternate art is selling for less than the Rainbow Charizard.
That's whack, dude. That doesn't make any sense.
Does Ty know what the $150 card is?
Another Charizard.
Is it another Charizard? Okay?
Bro, that's crazy.
It's a full art. A full art Charizard. When was the last time a full art card was $150? Yes, this is pre-release, but $150. Marnie, full art Marnie is $120. Are you serious?
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe Ty, as a Charizard aficionado, right? As a Charizard expert, why would the full art, or why would the Rainbow Charizard V Star go for more money than that alternate Charizard? Because for me, as a person who's ignorant, I see the Charizard full art, and I'm willing to drop way more money on that than on the V Star Rainbow. What are your thoughts?
I hear you, man, and I don't truly have an answer, but I'm gonna take a guess that since it's a rainbow, it's a rainbow, and it's a Charizard, people like that combination, man, and I think that's something that is a little different than the regular alt arts from like the previous sets, so they might be a little bit more intrigued in getting the rainbow Charizard.
That's interesting.
Now, I'm not even done. You ready? You two know my favorite trainer all time is Cynthia. You know this. Corv knows this, and you know this, Ty. Cynthia pre-release is selling right now. Cynthia pre-release, where is it? I'm sorry, I lost track of it. It's selling. Her Rainbow Ambition is selling for $50. The regular Charizard V Star is selling for $60.
That's nuts, bro. I don't know
The
what to
regular
say about that.
one.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I might have to start breaking way more boxes. You know what I'm saying?
This is crazy. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You stay there. You stay in that position. Jeez. Jeez. So where are you going, Ty? How many booster boxes are you going to break searching for these 6 Charizards?
I'm probably only gonna go in and to break a booster, a couple ETBs, see how see what my pull rates are. I'm hoping you would pull some Charizards, and then we can make some trades.
We can pull, if I pull Charizards, the stove is right there. So we all know what's going to happen next. So, with that being said, the gold cards, there's a gold Galarian Zapdos, which is $200. There's a gold Galarian Moltres, which is $175. And then the gold, I don't even think it was on top 10. Jeez. Moltres didn't even make, no, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno didn't even make it. Jeez. That's rough. That's really rough. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, this is a heavy set full of character rares, which I'm gonna be all over. And then, of course, if I pull the alternate art Charizard, it's going to be a bad day. Now we move on to Rock, Bates, and Run. And our first section in Rock, Bait, Run will be celebrations. Mr. Ty, Rock, Bait, Run.
I'm gonna rock with celebrations. I really enjoyed the set. I think it's a small amount of a set where a lot of people can actually have a chance to a master set in it, or trade for it. It's just a smaller set that, unlike the other huge, super large sets like Evolving Skies, it gives a chance for everyone to kind of pull, So I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna rock.
Corvettes, your opinion on celebration with it in the rearview mirror, please.
Yeah, I think Celebrations is a solid set. I don't see any reason for it to be something to steer clear from. I mean, it's something that's still valuable. It's not the market's not flooded with it. It's got really special cards from all the sets across the past 25 years to collect from. With a special badge of honor to sort of reward you for sticking, with this passion for all that time. Now, for celebrations, there's going to be two people who's interested in it, right? There's going to be those people who are collectors, whether you collect sealed product or you collect the, as you mentioned, the master set. So for both of those people, celebration is going to be something that I think you're going to be very happy with. The people who may not be happy with it are the people who are, breaking boxes for flipping sake. So if you're a flipper, you're definitely just going to want to keep your hands on some sealed stuff. Just sit on it for a few years, let it get seasoned a little bit, and then offload it, to the next fan who missed out on it. So Definitely not something you want to break if you're chasing for a Zard just for the sake of flipping.
For me, it was kind of ruined by scalpers. Getting your hand on one of these, if you're a basic collector, someone who is, someone who loves the set and wanted to getting one of these was damn near impossible because of the scalping community. These still go. I was at a local card shop called Dragon Snacks, and it's a LGS. My friend and I were waiting in line to get Brilliant Star building battle boxes, and he saw one and he asked how much it was, and they said 350. 350. That was a local card shop, and they were selling theirs for 350. The scalpers market has completely just flipped our hobby upside down, and Ty will get into more of that later on. But for me, like I'll rock with it. But the thing about it is, though, there are certain aspects that kind of ruined it for me. So
Understood.
Yeah.
we yeah. So we move on to the classic Game Boy games. I mean, from Game Boy, the first edition, to the colors, to advances, to DSs, 3DSs. Now, it's easy to grab an emulator to play these games on your phone. It's obviously one of those things. Both of you have sealed collections. Would you ever get one? Or, well, I should say, do you, how should I word this? I'm sorry. Are Game Boy games something that you would buy in the future? Rock Beta Run. Mr. Ty, you started off.
Yeah, I would definitely rock with it. Piece for me, I only had a Game Boy Color. It was a purple one, but I didn't have the means or funds to get a lot of games. I think for me, chasing that nostalgia to get one collection, possibly a purple one. I and I definitely I think I need that in my collection, either the red Game Boy Color or the original gray one. My favorite color is red. So I think I'm gonna rock with it. I think one day I'll add it to my collection.
Yeah, I have to agree with Ty there. I think I would
Very
definitely
nice.
get a Game Boy as well. I'd probably get mine in that atomic purple, clear see-through purple, as a nod
Yep,
to
yep.
my childhood. Uh, and I obviously I would love to have all the original. I would love to have the original two cartridges. Maybe add yellow. But for me, it's definitely one of the first two cartridges. If I had to pick one, gun to my head, I would go blue for sure because again, nod to my childhood. That's how it all started for me. So, most definitely would have, if I could have, a sealed Atomic Purple Game Boy with a sealed uh, Pokemon version blue.
Just getting the original cartridges. That's like the arm and a leg in and of itself. For me, there are three games that define my character in Pokemon. It's Yellow, which was my first game. It's Crystal, which was my second game, and it's Platinum, which was my favorite game. So if I was ever able to get those three sealed, or just in general, there are a lot of people who will take the used cartridges and put it into a nice looking display. That's something that you could put on put on the shelf behind you in one of your beautiful displays that you have like ties right here. I think it will look nice. So sealed is definitely to go for, but if you can, I feel like there's some nice displays out there that could really give you that feeling that you want. I think so.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree. Definitely agree.
So we close out Rock Bait and Run with a hot, spicy topic. And most people might not see it this way, but I think it's something that should be talked about. Mr. Carlos, we're
Yeah.
gonna start it with this, my friend. Jumbo cards, Rock Bait and Run.
I think if you're a true collector, you're gonna wanna have those jumbo cards. Uh, I must not be a true collector because the only way that I keep a jumbo card is in a sealed product. But personally, no, I'm not a fan of the jumbo cards. Now I see you flexing those jumbo evolutions. That's hot. That's definitely hot. I would stick that in a frame, right? But think about how many jumbo cards are out there, bro. You're gonna have a lot of like uh what I consider to be low value stuff. But hey, the value's in the eyes of the collector, so make your choice. For me, it's gonna be run.
So, okay. All right. I see where you're coming from. I have a different twist on it, but Mr. Ty, jumbo cards, rock bait or run.
Uh, I'm in between. I think I'm gonna sway towards bait, as I think they're adding it to kind of add value to the products. I'm not a true fan of it. I have a big collection myself. That's just here. Let's see. Let's see. Truly, I don't know. I don't really have any place to truly hold them. Uh, Big and bulky. As I think it's baiting more people to just get into the hobby, which is good. But I find no use for it for me. I don't really it doesn't it doesn't hit my spot. So I'm gonna say that Pokemon uses it as a bait to kind of attract more people. But for me, I'm gonna
That's completely understandable. Completely understandable. For me, it's a run. And for me, it's a run because, as I showed earlier, these three evolution cards, these are all alternate arts, technically, and they're all really nice. They're promo alternate arts. But could you imagine if they took the time to actually just make the smaller cards better? Like, what if they actually said, hey, this is okay, but obviously, if we have more materials for the smaller cards, the ones that we know people like and we know people want, what if they actually put more care and quality into these instead of just trying to grab the market and completely take everything with it? So I'm gonna run from it. Obviously, there are some things that you have to buy that have jumbo cards in it. But for me, it's if they take the work they put into jumbo cards and they actually put it into other cards, quality issues like we talked about before, Corv, when you were talking about how terrible the quality of Chilling Rain from Chilling Rain until now was, if they actually cancel jumbo cards and put that kind of care, that type of detail and timing into those, that wouldn't even be an issue, would it?
Right. I have to agree with that. And that's to assume that jumbo cards even have much quality to begin with. A lot of them come out looking janky, like straight from the box.
that's
Absolutely.
that's a great
Absolutely.
point.
So we move on from Rock Beta Run. We go to prepare for trouble. Dun-dun. Prepare for trouble. Make it double. I'm not doing the whole thing. Ty, you had an you had an interesting one for prepare for trouble. Your segment, which we talked about a little bit earlier, what would you like to talk about tonight?
I, I guess prepare for trouble for me would be, issues of the issues of having fake stuff combining original stuff that we have. I think it's ruining the Pokemon community. There's been a lot of people just trying to fake things to sell it for a profit, and to be on a side where you possibly can get scammed on something you pay for. It's bad, man. I really don't like it. I think we're better than that as a community. I think we should stay clear away from having fake stuff ruin it for everybody. Uh, yeah, man. I think that's a big issue.
What do you think, Orv?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, typically I have a lot of my own flavor to throw into things, but I just feel like Ty touched on it really concisely and really perfectly. I mean, that's almost exactly what I think. Seriously.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I feel the same way, obviously. Everything I mean, we're hearing stories about people with fake vaccination cards, being
Yeah, that's nuts.
manufactured. It's just like it's you literally just fake everything and get a profit from it. At a certain point, you have to stop and realize morals matter. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Morals matter. Is it really worth it? Like, how much is your morals worth to the fact that you will fake all this for whatever the case is? I mean, is earning an honest dollar really that outside of the box nowadays? It's crazy to me. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to agree. And also, what it's turned the Pokemon community into. I certainly don't believe that the Pokemon community at large is toxic, but I will say that there's pockets of Pokemon fans that I've personally dealt with, whom I have found very unpleasant to work with, deal with, play with, speak with. Um, and obviously those individuals will be unnamed, the locations will be unnamed, but you speak with these people, you sit down with them, and suppose we're trying to trade cards, dude. It spikes my blood pressure. It's like I'm walking to a car dealership over some cards, dude. Come on, relax. Like, you know, what is this really about? I mean, I'm confused. I don't know what's really behind it. I don't know what's going on in other people's heads. I mean, I lack the understanding to grasp exactly where the negativity is coming from, and I have to believe that a lot of that comes from all these different negativities that we're talking about. The scalping, the forgeries. You know what I mean? Like it's horrible. It's a shame. So, I think the best thing we can do about that is that, uh, you know, there are those who will try to like educate and show people to the light. Those people have seen the light. They know what it is. That's not for them. That's not what they want. So, I think the simple answer is just deal with those who contribute to the hobby in a positive way.
Yeah. Very nice point. You want to close it out, Ty?
Yeah, no, Corv made a great point. Support those local card shops in your community that get manufactured stuff from the real places. Um, and I think it's tough nowadays in this day and age because the hype of Pokemon, people is trying to flip things for profit just to take advantage of the hype. So I think now is just a vulnerable time for everyone, and the peak of fake stuff to be out there. Just people trying to make money. But just like you were saying, Champ, that what morals do is it worth it to kind of ruin your reputation or be caught in that? It's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it.
No, I don't think so either, Ty. So, fourth, do you have anything that you would like to vent about, please?
Let me just vent about the fact that you can't get stuff graded anymore. It's 2022 and I see no end in sight. Uh, I used to be able to accept the fact that it would take months to get your stuff back. Uh, I then became okay about the fact that you could pay a few $100s for express service. Became okay, read between the lines. Um, right? But
Hmm.
here's what's unacceptable to me is that now you have reputable companies. I'm not going to say names, but I think a lot of people know exactly who I'm talking about here. Um, who are sacrificing the integrity of what it means to have an authenticated card when they are sending out gem mint 10s that are marred, that are cut at the corners, that are all kinds of damaged. Something like it's like gem mint 10s are just being handed out now. And you see these things and it's like, what's that now doing to the value of your collection? And what does that make you feel as a collector to know that you found something so pristine, but it was graded at lower or the same as what somebody else's was graded for. That, it's not pristine. We all understand how rare it is to find something perfect. So I'm very discouraged by that whole situation. I certainly hope it improves. I have hope it will improve, but that's under my skin right now.
It's totally understandable. I see exactly where you're coming from. Ty, you want to chime in?
Those are two good pain points that I don't see an end in sight. The grading prices of PSA, they dropped it from 300 to 150 for one grading card. It's still expensive. I mean, for one card, what can you do with $150? You can do a lot with $150, but for grading, I think that's nonsense.
Yeah.
I think $8 or so for grading, and that's crazy. I think that's crazy. And the point where you touch base on the grading, on some grades getting higher grades than they deserve, I don't think that's right either. Because as a collector, like you said, it's so hard to get one card that is in mint shape and then graded next to a card that's not getting a higher card. That's in school when you're studying hard, and then all of a sudden someone didn't study at all, still passed a better grade than you did. Those are definitely some pain points as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's understandable, definitely. It shocked me when I first learned that a company like PSA has a excuse me, has a backlog of cards from 2020 still. We're 2 years removed now, and they still have 2 years of cards that they haven't graded. And of course, people are still sending in cards now with express grading. So they're making all the money in the world. But of course, every time a new card comes in with express grading, the backlog gets forgot about for a second while this card gets attended to, which means everything's moving at a significantly slower speed. So that backlog that they have with people still sending in cards every single day, every week, every month, it's just going to get worse. And like you said, we're not going to see it end anytime soon. Honestly, I have a whole short cast of content. I call it "Should I get this graded?" where I ask everybody to look at a card and answer the question, "Should I get it graded?" Take advice from my Pokemon community. But the thing about it is, these won't be graded for a very long time. 5 years, 7 years, maybe. I think 7 years is being still generous. So, yeah, I completely understand where you two guys are coming from.
no. So what about you, champ?
What do you want to
So,
vent about?
what I'm going to vent about is I'm working with two of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. I am working with two of the smartest men that ever existed before. I am working with two people I am touched and I am very honored to consider friends. But they keep their cards in cardboard boxes, and we will not have any of that anymore. These two dudes keep their cards in cardboard boxes. We were in the group chat, and I'm like, Ty keeps no. Before we started the podcast, Ty told me, "Oh, I found my." Don't you dare hold that up! Don't you dare! How dare you? Ty talking about he found his gold cards. I'm like, how did you lose them? The celebration gold Pikachu. Oh, I found them in the box. And I know exactly what he meant by the box. Jeez. I keep all of my hits in these two celebration boxes. I bought I purchased the one celebration box, obviously, to get all the contents. But I bought another one, which actually came today, which I'm pretty stoked about, to store my other cards in it. But no, my two co-workers, my two friends, my two buddies, they're like, nah, I'm good. We carry milk in this, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Jeez.
what can I say?
That is
I
what
love
I'm venting.
cardboard.
Oh God.
It's cheap enough to let me spend all my real money on the sleeves, the protection.
That's right. That's right. Uh oh man, I think you're jumping to conclusions, man. You don't know Ty and Corvxnite enough. We keep it in the
Ooh.
box to keep it nice and warm until we separate it and then we sort it out. We're actually pretty organized. We keep it nice and protected, dived.
Yup. Yup. Bro,
I I saw.
I put the
Oh
little
my God.
I put the little silica gels in there so that my cards don't warp while they're waiting for me to sort them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
No,
It does
no,
start with the box, so
no,
it's got to start with the
no.
box.
The box. I hate that it's a thing too. I hate it's a thing. Oh,
The old
jeez. I
shoebox.
saw I saw a freaking Rainbow Champions Path Charizard Gym Mint 10 in the box. That made me, you know what? I'm done with this subject. I'm done. You guys, I'm, oh, kill me. Anywho,
There
here
we
we
go.
go. We move on. What, Ty? What?
It was Gem Mint 10, so
Okay. Hey. Now, we move on to the PC. And don't you dare, Ty. Don't you dare. We are done with that. So, what I'm looking at is the PC, as I said before, will be a open-ended Q&A for people who leave questions in the comments. So please, any questions, leave them in the comments for any one of us, or any one of us handsome individuals. So today's PC will consist of the Pokemon store robbery that took place recently. The theft was over $250,000 in Pokemon product that was stolen. So, since we're in your wheelhouse, Corv, please start us off with the story. $250,000 in Pokemon products that was stolen. And I forgot to mention how it was stolen. I'm sorry. It was stolen from somebody breaking into the vacant store next door, breaking into the wall, and coming in undetected, stealing all the stuff, going back through the hole, out the vacant shop, and that's how they got away with it. There was an alarm on the door, but they never touched the door. So since we're in your wheelhouse, Mr. Corf, start us off. Tell me what you think about this story.
That's absolutely nuts. First of all, I hate theft. I've been a victim of theft a couple times. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. It feels like a major, just one of the most. It just feels like a horrible violation, honestly. Because you feel vulnerable and you feel unsafe. Uh, that being said, though, man, if you're gonna steal something, like be smart about it. These guys put a lot of planning. I wouldn't have thought about going through the wall. Uh, I wouldn't have thought about that. But listen, that's absolutely crazy. My heart goes out to this store. Um, I don't know any store. I don't know any Target, any Walmart in the country who carries $250,000 worth of Pokemon stock. That cannot be in sealed stuff alone. They must have had some very rare stuff. Um, they certainly have my heart and condolence, and I'm sure they have it from the rest of the community as well.
yeah, I agree, Corv. I definitely agree. I don't know all the details of the store. I'm just gonna take it as face value, where the store owner got robbed, like Team Rocket style, coming in from the back, uh, a hole. I feel bad. I definitely have been a victim as well with robbery. It makes you feel vulnerable. It does make you invaded. You feel invaded. Your privacy has been invaded. Causes a lot of headaches, and as well as um, the fear too. Like, how can that happen to you? So I do. I feel bad for the owner. I don't want anybody to be having that feeling of evaded. Price of it, man, I can't say that is $250,000. I'm not sure how much insurance will reimburse him back or whatnot, but that's a lot of money, and I feel bad for him at face value. So,
I
my
see. I
man,
see. The champ has his tinfoil hat on.
You see, I told Ty about this earlier. The tinfoil hat had to get on. Listen, let me get my bangs out of my face. I'm sorry. There we go. So, this was too intricate for me to say it was a random robbery. I've seen people horse kicking doors, knowing the alarm will go off, and just smash and grab as much as possible. This was too intricate. There's no way you're gonna tell me this person thought to break into the vacant store, break through the wall, and steal the stuff. This seems too convenient for me. So, with my aluminum foil hat on, I am saying, allegedly, of course, this is all theory. This isn't anything that I'm alluding to, but what if they plan this out?
oh,
Insurance fraud happens all the time. As you two know, insurance fraud happens all the time. People burn down their store because they're in over their head to get the insurance money. There are a number of things people do to get the insurance money. So, as we know, Pokemon product has high value, but it's dictated by the market. Who wants to buy this? So if you have a base set Charizard that's a first edition and you list it at $300,000, that's fine. But unless you find someone to pay the $300,000, it's not really worth what it's worth, right? It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe it was hard to move some product. So maybe they set aside some kind of plan in order to keep the product, grab it, smash and dip, get the insurance money, and then bring the product back like, oh, this was purchased with the insurance money. Bing, bang, boom. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly a lot of insurance fraud that happens every single day. Who's to say that that happened here? It certainly could be a possibility in this universe, of wide possibilities. I mean, like Ty said, it's very early. Who's to know what happened? We don't have all of the details, but I have a very strong suspicion that if indeed it was a insurance fraud attempt, we'll be finding out soon enough, right? Because something that public tends to be watched very closely. I know. When it comes to replacing things, the insurance is going to be asking, hey, let me see your receipts. Let me see your purchase history for these things that you're claiming to be $250,000, right? And then they also go into things like actual cash value or cost to replace, which may not always match what what you may have paid for something unless it was authenticated and you have the evidence for the authentication. So there's definitely a lot that goes into that. I will say, if I'm falling on hard times as a store owner, I can't say I wouldn't think of something like that. I would hope not, but man, that would be a very complicated situation to be into. I really hope that's not the case here. I really, although it's just as bad to say that I hope they got robbed, but what I mean to say is, I like to think that they're honest-hearted people, and I would like to think that they're gonna find their step again pretty soon.
Very nice. Ty, you want to close it out?
yeah, believe it or not, with your alien hat and all, I don't think your your theories are too far off. It is an option. It is a possibility. But I hope that the truth comes out, and I hope that we find some type of close. It's not fraud because I don't. I would like to see what the end results would be from this story. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely curious.
Oh, and to add to one more
Okay.
thing, Ty, you just made me think of something. I'm very afraid that On the off chance that this happens to be fraud, I guarantee you that insurance companies are not just going to be like, oh, hey, you remember that one time that we got scammed out of 250K? Oh, shucks, too bad. No, that's going to have sweeping consequences for every store owner and retailer in the hobby. So let's really hope not.
That's definitely understandable. It's not just a, oh, you got me. It's like, all right, lockdown time.
Hmm.
So I think that was a pretty good segment. I think that was pretty good. So that foil hat is hot though. I'll tell you that. I did not notice how hot it was. That's probably why people are crazy. Anywho, we end with victory. Oh.
Let's go.
On the victory road, we spotlight channels that deserve to be visible. So, Mr. Ty, who do you have on your victory road?
On my victory road, there is a gentleman that I look up to. As a family man myself, I'm gonna say there's a channel that I enjoy watching. This gentleman opened packs in his car by himself and sometimes with his grandchildren. It's very entertaining. I think he's overlooked and undersubscribed. His name is Papa Dale. So I'm gonna shout him out, Papa Dale. His links will be down below in the descriptions. And oh man, he's definitely a cool guy to watch, and I look up to one day be that spending time with my grandchildren, opening up some Pokemon packs. So
That's beautiful.
oh,
Let's
check it
go,
out.
Papa
Yep.
Dale.
Nice. Let's go. Like he said in the
Tell
description,
my
you'll find the link
grandchildren.
to. Oh, jeez. Oh, the grandchildren will inherit the box. Anywho, now, so Mr. Corv,
Talk to
who
me.
would you like to show on your victory road?
Bro, I want to throw some love over to Valor Fennekin, man. I remember seeing Valor Fennekin, supporting everybody. You know what I'm saying? In the Pokemon communities, catching them in the live chats, seeing them drop comments like, man, you guys think I should make videos? You guys think, and we all supported him. The three of us can vouch that getting started is the hardest step, and it's not to be underestimated, man. It's tough. The only thing that's tougher, and I can speak from experience, coming back from hiatus myself, is that being consistent is even harder. So Valor, don't give up, brother. You're on the victory road, man. Love your videos. I think you're undersubscribed. I hope you get more subscriptions soon, and keep up the good work.
Very nice. Very nice. My victory road will be the same as last week. People didn't see. I wanted to showcase a spotlight on the returning Corvxnite and also ThaiTube. They don't have all the time in the world to make content, but when they do drop content, it is quality. It is very quality. And if you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe. If you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe. And just on a, I don't want to brag, I don't want to talk, flex or whatever the case is. It's a pretty big milestone that I just hit literally before we started recording. The champ, Alexander Leviathan, has officially crossed 2,500 subscribers. So thank you.
Man, bow down, man. Bow
Thank
down.
you.
Dude, man, as always, congratulations, and your hard work ethic, your grinding is like bar none, man. That's what attracted me to your channel. Your energy is just like phenomenal. You know what I mean? Someone who comes to your channel is like entertained because of who you are. I think you're overlooked, man. I think you have the star power to be up there with the guys, Leonhardt, Pokerev, all those big names. I think you can match them. So I'm super excited to be your friend, and I'm super excited to see where you go from here, man.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Ty. I really appreciate that you have your persona. It's definitely not lazy, and that I'm not saying that taking away from anybody. I'm saying that adding to you, in the sense that we have our conversations. So we know, we can tell when we see your content, that's your persona, bro. Like that's you're bringing that to the table. Like you're very consistent with it. I know for me and what I do, I have kind of the luxury of being able to like, hide a little bit if I'm not feeling up to something. But like Ty said, bro, you're always there. Rain or shine, you're posting it, you're staying consistent, bro. Your work ethic is unbelievable. So keep it going, bro. I mean, I just remember, dude. I remember when you were like, bro, I still haven't broken 500. I'm like, dude, come on. It's gonna be a matter of time. You were at 800. You're like, bro, I'm never gonna break 1,000. I'm like, dude, stop. You're gonna break 1,000. I'm telling you. Look at you, man. There's no stopping. So keep going, bro. I mean, you say not to brag, but I think it's very healthy to be proud of the work you've done and use it as a trampoline into the future work you're gonna keep doing.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for letting me flex a little bit and just share one of my accomplishments. And it wouldn't have happened if it was for neither one of you. Believe me, you
Ah,
guys have been staples in my life ever since I met you guys. You guys have treated me like family, but my own family didn't treat me like family. So I appreciate you guys to no end, and thank you for being you. With that being said, we've reached the end of the booster box. We've broken every topic, and I hope to see you again next week for more. Wait, that's my thing.
Yes.
That's my thing. He's been Corvxnite. He's been ThaiTube. And again, channels in the description. So out to everybody. And we will see you again next time.
See you. You put those guns away. You got a license for that, man? Jeez.